Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. What's on deck today? Today we're going to check out Crysis Remastered. I picked this game up because, you gotta find out if it can run Crysis, right? Let's bring it up to big board and see if it's Steam Deck verified. Let's do that now. Alright, we're on the big board. Let's go check out the game info. Looks like I see a little yellow caution sign. It is playable. So I'll say this. I did launch this, and I did have to do a lot of touchscreen-based things, and you can use, the enter key on your keyboard by hitting the Steam button and then the right directional key, which sounds super weird, and you need to, be like, bang! But that's what we're going to do in a second, so you'll see. Alright, so it's playable. Let's jump out. Let's go ahead and hit the play button. Boop. Crydeck. Alright, you can see we already got the telemetry up over there. Looking pretty good. So again, don't forget I'm using a 30 hertz capture device right now, so unless the game is optimized for that, we might see a limit of 30 frames per second. Gonna go ahead and hit the enter key, hit the enter key again. That's where I held down the start button and hit the right directional key, and I'll show you real quick. If I hold down the button, there you can see them all. I don't have to remove myself off the screen. So if you hold down this button for a few seconds, it'll give you this information. It's really useful, and it'll get you through a lot of the game's beginnings if it needs to use enter key or anything like that. So very useful. Check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get it going here. I started the campaign. We're going to go ahead and continue with it. I think it's literally the very, very beginning. I didn't get very far. So... But before we get super duper far into it, I do want to show you what happens when you change some of the settings, but I want to get into the game first. And it's weird because I don't see a lot of changes visually between going to medium and the extreme. So here we go. Let's go look at these plants, okay? So I'm getting 30 frames per second. So I imagine if I unhook this, we'll get a pretty good bump because this is a solid 30 frames. Even when I shoot the gun, it's still sitting at 30. It's not deviating. Okay, so you can see that. Let's go down to our options. Let's go to our video settings and go to advanced. So everything's on medium right now. It's super dark right now, but we're getting 80 frames per second right now in the game. You can see the little flicker off in the distance. Okay, we're in the game. I had to do a bunch of finagling if I go into the settings and show you. It was crazy. It was a hassle. Definitely going to be putting up a 3 hours later SpongeBob thing. So it wasn't defaulting to this video mode. It was some other weird raster size. It was sitting to 800 by 500. And then it wasn't letting me drop it down to 1280 by 720. It was so weird. And then it was stuck in windowed mode. And not it was the pain in the butt. And then I had to make that go to full screen. So yeah. And the display frequency, yes, it's a 30 hertz device, but it's set to 60. I should probably set that to 30. Just because that is what I'm using here. So, I capped it right now. Since it's a 30 hertz device, we probably should just cap it. But you can see. Let's see. What's my brightness at right now? Let's turn that bad boy up. Alright. Turning up the brightness the whole ways. Getting a solid 30 frames per second. Let's unplug it once. So right now it says 90 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 89. Well, I'm going to go into the settings real quick here. Let's see what happens when we turn up the settings the whole way. So we're going to go into the settings. We're going to go to the options. Go to video settings. Go to advanced. Oh, let's check out how much battery life we have real quick. It says we have 57 minutes left of battery life on 59% battery. Okay, so we're going to go and choose the super duper advanced. Can it run Crysis? We're going to find out. It's a very heavy performance mode. Oh, I can already feel the Steam Deck getting hotter. So that's it. Now we're in it. Let's go look back at that. The graphics look pretty much the same to me. But now we're getting 22 frames, 21 frames per second instead of 90. That's hilarious. So that's Crysis Remastered. Does it run on the Steam Deck? Yes, it does. You can even turn up the settings the whole ways. Let's see how much battery. Now we're still at 57 minutes, even though we're only getting 20 frames per second. That seems super silly. I wouldn't run it that. Medium seems to be a good setting. The graphics look great. I've already played it for like a few minutes that way. I'm going to leave it on medium. Unless I want to cook food on top of this. It's getting really warm. But hey, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.